Hey guys, I'm Jade Ocean. Today I'm going to walk you through a power Vinyasa flow. So we're going to work on the glutes today. So it's more fitness flow. It's a challenge. We're going to work with balance. We're going to work with strength with our glutes. Open up the hips a little bit, the quads especially. Tight quads make it really hard to engage the glutes. So we're going to work on those. And this is wonderful if you're pregnant. Although if you're pregnant, make sure that second trimester, you have the strength, you have the energy to get through this. If not, you could do it. You just have to really pace yourself and modify where needed. So don't push yourself to go too far. With stretching, again, don't push yourself to go too far. So just pace yourself, listen to yourself, slow down. Don't do as many reps. If it's too hard on you, just do less. If you're not pregnant, this is an awesome flow too. This is really tough. It's a challenge. It's just a bunch of exercises put into a flow. So you're just moving the whole time. So it's really nice. And make sure that you have a bolster, a thick, sturdy blanket or pillow, something you can lay onto. Also, two blocks, have a strap, or you can have a strap, or you can have a band. It's going to go on our thighs, so make sure you can use it on your thighs. Have water. Make sure that you stay hydrated the entire time. This is pretty intense. So like I said, stop as needed. You don't have to keep going. You can take breaks, get water. Listen to your body. Your body is different from my body, so make sure you listen to yourself. Stop, take a moment, drink some water, stay hydrated, especially if you're pregnant. Keep drinking that water. And that's pretty much it. I'll meet you on your mat when you're ready. You get started, be sure that you have your strap already looped. So go ahead and grab your strap if you're using a strap and loop it. It's going to go on the mid thighs. So be sure that you can bring it onto your thighs pretty easy, and then we'll adjust it when the time comes when we use it. So just grab it, place it off to the side here, that or your little band if you're using a band, and then have your weight, whether you have a bala or a normal weight, you could just have it right on top there because we're going to use that first. So we're going to come into a Vadrasana Pose, so with our legs on our shins, with our legs out to the side just a little bit. So if you're pregnant, I'm going to show you a way to do this. You can do a couple ways. You can either, if you're not pregnant, you could just come into Vadrasana and then Supta Vadrasana is where we're going to lay all the way back. Or you could place your bolster behind you. So grab your bolster. You could lay it right behind you and just collapse onto your bolster. Or you could do this, which I actually prefer. It's really nice if you're a little bit further into your second trimester or you just feel really tight in your quads. We're going to open the quads up right now. You can grab, this is only if you have a strong bolster. So you can grab one block, place it really tall, grab the other one, place it a little bit flatter on the side here. So there's space in between both of them. And then I'm going to place my bolster right on top of those. So again, if your bolster is strong, you could do this. And then you're going to come into Vadrasana in front. So whichever position you've taken, whether you're on the floor or on your bolster, your knees are going to be about hip distance. Your legs are going to come right out to the outside of your thighs here, toes pointed back. You're sitting with your glutes on the floor, and then you're just going to collapse onto your bolster or onto the floor. Make sure that we're not pinching in the lower back if you're on the floor. If you are, I suggest you grab a bolster and just elevate up. So wherever you are, tuck your shoulder blades, take a deep breath in, exhale. Think of your shins and the top of your feet are just grounding down into the earth right now. So we're just pressing into the earth, taking a few moments to connect with the breath. Take a deep, full breath in. Think of drawing that breath into the side ribs, really expanding from the side. And exhale, soften the face, let the shoulders be soft. And just setting an intention for this practice today, especially when we're moving in this power, we're strengthening flow. We want to be sure that our attention is right here, right now. So we're not letting any distractions outside of this moment, whether it's the past, the future, or just thoughts that just keep coming in, distract us. So we want to aim to do what our bodies can do, meet our bodies where they are, not necessarily pushing for what we think is right, but rather doing and listening to our body, doing what actually is right for our body. So if it causes pain, it's not right. If it doesn't feel like you're engaging the right muscles or really feels like you're stable, it's not right too. So just stop, listen to your body, Always move into something slow. So taking your time. If you're pregnant, you feel out of breath at any moment, you feel like you're having a puffing, remember that breath is going to your baby. So we want your baby to get that full oxygen. So back off, take your time, maybe skip some poses. If we're doing, you know, a certain amount of a circuit of different exercises, and just do half. Take your time, go slower. You don't have to do all of them. Listen to yourself. Really honor your own body, wherever your body is in that moment. Maybe you're super strong all the time and today you're just a little out of breath, and that's fine. It's about taking that notice, really meeting yourself on the mat with awareness and just listening to yourself and growing from where you are today in this moment. So take a deep breath in, full deep breath, and exhale, stop talking. And just focus on the breath right now. Full breath in again. Think of the shins again, just grounding into the earth. And we're just relaxing the face, connecting with the breath. Let's inhale, let's lift the arms just up overhead, so biceps up by the ears, reaching through the side body, so really elongating through the side body, reaching through the fingers. Nothing here is going to be tight and firm. We're just creating the length and the softness here. And exhale, release the arms out to the side. So we're going to float them out to the side and just like little earth angels, bring them down on the exhale and then fly it back up on the inhale. Palms face each other, and then exhale again, just reaching out to the side, away from you and down. Again, inhale, just moving with your breath, creating this breath with movement. Notice right now. And inhale, reach it back up. Exhale, draw your palms right to your heart center. So pressing into your palms, draw your thumb to your heart. Think of pressing into the palms and spreading the shoulders right now. So we're just spreading the collarbone, pulling the shoulders and then the shoulder blades away from your spine. Just creating this space. Full breath in and exhale. Release the hands down to the floor, the sides right now. Okay, so you can bring your hands onto your ankles or your heels are right there. So you can grab onto your heels. We're just going to engage and lift the glutes just a little bit here. So if you're pregnant, think of lifting baby up and into your body. If you're not pregnant, anytime I say baby, just think of drawing your navel. So your baby is your navel. So draw your navel up into your body, really engaging your core. If you're pregnant, we're really working with those transverse muscles. So those deep down muscles below that are helping to lift and support your baby. And then we want to lift no matter if pregnant or not. We want to lift through the midline. So pull into the center of the body and then lift up. So any exercises, when I say that, that's what I'm talking about. And I'll just keep reminding you. So maybe your hands are on your heels right now, just resting on them. We're going to take a full breath in. Think of firming your quads. Deep breath in, and then we're just going to lift the glutes. So we're pulling the tailbone, lifting it up off the floor or off the bolster, and pulling it down towards the heels. Full breath. We're opening the hip flexors, the quads, and then exhale, release it back down. Let's inhale, bring it back up again. More of a pelvic tilt here. So posterior tilt is when we pull the tailbone down. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, keep pulling it up. And exhale, release it back down. Okay, let's do that again. We're going to press, lifting on an inhale. Make sure your neck is nice and soft here. Stay for the exhale. Keep pulling the side, so hug the side hips in. And then inhale, exhale. Inhale again, keep holding, we're almost there. And then exhale, release it back down. All right. Okay, so very carefully, we're just going to press into the palms or press into your forearms. Get yourself all the way up here. Okay, and then we're just going to move our bolster off to the side again. So just place it to the side of your mat. And grab your blocks. And then let's place our blocks to the front here. So flat on the front is a really nice option if you're going to use your blocks. I always suggest to have them in front of you so you're not moving them around all over the place. You can always back up off of them or onto them when you need them. So let's come, palms are going to come to the front here. We're going to come and meet in our down dog pose. So let's bring hands either to the block. If you're pregnant, it's really nice to have your hands on the block just to elevate up just a little bit higher. And then if it feels like, oh, I don't need them, you could just walk your hands down, okay? And if you do need them, then they're right there for you. So I'm going to place my hands on the blocks first. Make sure your blocks are stable. If you're going to use the blocks, make sure you're not sliding. If you are, then remove the blocks and don't use them at all. But let's curl the toes under. Have your toes about hip distance apart. Make sure your heels are behind your toes. They can be lifted. We're going to bend the knees, press into the palms, spin the triceps back, really creating that space, that length. So space between the mat, your belly. Make sure you have the length going from your wrist all the way through the side body, all the way up to the hip here. So really pulling the toes away. So it's almost like we're peeling the mat apart here, and then shining our glutes up towards the sky. Deep full breath in here. And exhale, I'm going to come up off of my blocks. Another full breath in. Let's bend the left knee, lower the right heel down. Take a breath here. Press into the hands. Make sure you're pressing evenly into your hands. That means the knuckle mounds too. Really gripping with the fingers. Exhale. Inhale, lift the right heel up. Take a breath. Again, realign yourself. Make sure we go slow today and adjust before moving into any pose. And then exhale, release the left heel down as we bend the right knee. Take a breath here. And exhale. Inhale, lifts the heel back up. So let's press into the left palm. We're going to take a deep breath. And we're going to lift the right hand, reach the right hand towards that left toe, and begin to twist towards that left opening here. So keep bending the knees if you need to. Make sure you have enough space for your baby. Deep breath in. And then exhale, release the hand right back down. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Press into the right hand. Lift the left hand to the right toes. Twist and turn towards the right side. Pull that right hip in so we're not lifting the hips out to the side. And then exhale, release the hand and back to the front, right into our Adho Mukha. Deep full breath in. And exhale. Okay, let's bend at the knees. Let's walk the feet. Either you take 2 steps or you walk very slowly into our forward fold. If you're pregnant, be sure that you have space. So toes are pointed forward. And you have space for your belly to just come right between the legs. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha. And exhale, come all the way down again. Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, press into the heels, come all the way up. We're going to lift the hands out to the side, draw them straight up, press evenly into the feet, and draw your hands right to heart center. So thumbs are going to be right at your heart, right? We're pressing into the palms, that energy into the palms. And then elbows, we're energizing out through the elbows, spreading the collarbone. And if you're pregnant, pulling your baby into your spine or lifting up. If you're not pregnant, just pulling your navel again into your body. We want to keep hugging those outer hips in and pressing evenly through the feet here. So anytime we're in a standing pose, make sure that your foundation, whatever is touching the floor, is very strong. Otherwise, everything is going to fall apart. So going slow, making sure you build from the bottom up. And then your stability and everything is a lot stronger. So just taking your time, recognizing where you are. If you feel unstable, you don't feel even or grounded, then don't work to the next step. Full breath in. Make sure you're really lifting those arches up. You're pressing evenly through the entire feet. And exhale, pulling the sacrum into the body. We want our femurs to point forward here. If that means spinning the inner thighs back just a little bit, that's fine. Doing whatever works for your body. We're all built differently. So listening to your body, honoring how your body is created, how your body is specially made, and listening to it and trying to align from where you are. Inhale, swoop the hands down, lift them right back up, reaching nice and tall. Exhale, let's Swan Dive, hinging forward from the hips all the way to our Uttanasana. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, maybe you place your hands on the blocks, maybe on the floor. You're going to step back, either left followed by right, staying here in our plank pose. Now, if you're pregnant, you can lower your knees down. You can stay here and come for maybe a baby Chaturanga. If you're not pregnant and you want to go for a full Chaturanga, elbows go back no matter where you are. Keep those shoulders spreading. Keep pressing your shoulder blades into your body. And then we're gonna maybe press it back up, or you can pull over the toes and then come in for Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. So up dog, deep breath in, keep pulling the side hips into the body, pull the shoulders down away from you. You can also be just dropping your hips down if you're pregnant. And then we're gonna press the hips back, coming right for an exhale into our Adho Mukha. Deep breath in, catch your breath here. And exhale. Inhale again. And exhale. Let's inhale, let's lift the right heel up. Take a deep, full breath. All right, let's lower the right knee down to the floor here. We're gonna uncurl the back toes. Don't do anything with that left thigh. We're just pressing the heel back, curling the toes under and squeezing our glutes. So really pulling our glute into our body, engaging it, lifting our leg away from the floor here. Keep pressing our toes into the floor though, energizing out through the heel. Full breath in. Maybe we begin to pivot the foot out, the right foot out to the side. We're gonna roll that left heel onto the floor. Make sure your arch is in line with that right knee. And then we're gonna press that right glute into the body, roll open to the left side. Reach the left hand straight up to the sky. Full breath in. Think of pulling that right hip bone, or that right, think of really gluing that right leg bone into the hip socket. And then we're just firming that left glute into the body. Full breath in, open the heart, and then exhale, soften the ribs into the body. Good, let's lift that left heel in line with our glute, so energizing out through the left heel. Take a full breath here, and then exhale, we're gonna do some lifts. So lower, lift 1, lower, lift 2, lift 3, lift 4, lift 5, 6, stay with me, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Hold. Bring it back level with the glute. We're gonna bend at the knee, reach that left hand back, and then just place it around the ankle here. Don't let the heel come up. We want the heel to be in line with the glute. So we're gonna just really press that foot right into our hand. Keep that shoulder pulling back. Keep the heart pulling up here. So it's not, this is not a back bend. We're just opening our front hip flexor and our quad up right here. Take a breath. Exhale, release the foot. Hand can come up, swoop it around. Let's come right back with our knee on the floor. Press the heels up and back. Hips are going to come up and back to our Adho Mukha. Take a breath. Let's lower the left knee down. Firm, take a moment, firm that right glute. Keep pressing into the toes around the floor. Keep pushing that heel back, just aligning yourself. Hug those hips in. Press into the palms. Make sure you pull the shoulders down. Deep, full breath. And exhale, maybe you pivot that left foot out to the side. Roll the right heel down. Open up towards the right side. Right hand's going to come up. Light in the left hand. We're not dumping into the left hand here. Full breath. Energizing out through that right heel. And then inhale, lift the right heel up. Keep energizing. So really reaching through that right heel and that right hand. And then we're just going to do some dips here. So let's do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Think of kicking it out. 3, 2, and 1. Hold here. Begin to bend the knee back, bring the heel to the right glute, and then reach back for that ankle. Keep that heel close to your glute, and we're just gonna press into the hand. Full breath in. Keep pressing the sacrum into the body. And then let's reach the hand, release that foot, and then pivot that right hand all the way down. Come right back to our knees on the floor. Press the hips up and back. Let's come back to Adho Mukha. All right, so take a breath. Just check in with yourself. Notice how you're feeling. Maybe you feel a little energy building up in the front quad. When you do these front quad stretches, sometimes you notice just a lot of maybe energy or emotions building up. So that is normal, perfectly normal. So pedal out just a little bit. Take a breath here and exhale. Very good. All right, again, so we're just going to walk forward into our Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way, press from the heels. Lift the hands right out to the sides, straight up overhead. Draw your hands to heart center. Swoop them down, bend the knees. Sink back just a little. Bring the arms up overhead, swan dive them out, and then we're just going to fold forward, hinging from the hips. Come right back to your Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, let's step back. Right foot followed by your left foot. Maybe you stay in a plank here. Maybe you lower your knees and come for Chaturanga. Flip over the toes if you're in a full Chaturanga. Pull the heart forward, or maybe you just drop the hips a little bit for Urdhva. Mukha Svanasana or up dog. Pull the shoulders down. Press those shoulder blades into the back. Keep your glutes nice and strong wherever you are. And then exhale, sink your hips up and back. Right into Adho Mukha. Full breath here. And exhale. Good. Let's lift that right heel straight up. Take a breath. Bends at the knee. Point those right toes towards the front left corner of your mat. Really opening up that hip. Come up to the toes of the left feet. And then let's carefully shift forward and draw that right foot to the outside of the right hand or block. Lower the left knee all the way down and curl the toes. Inhale to pull the heart forward. And then exhale, press into the heel. Inhale, press into the left hand. We're just going to turn to open up towards the right side. Keep that right hip pulling in. And then exhale, release that right hand back down. Good. And then maybe you walk your hands up onto your thighs if you're pregnant. Very carefully, we're going to come into our Kapyasana. So if you have a blanket, you could place a blanket underneath your knee if this is really intense on the knee. Otherwise, let's bring your hands up on an inhale. And then exhale, turn towards your left. Extend your arms front and back, reaching away from the body. Keep pressing into that front heel and keep pulling that right hip back. Swoop the right hand under, reaching back up overhead. And then let's exhale. Let's turn towards the left. Arms are reaching front and back. Keep pulling that right hip back, left hip forward. Keep that glute nice and firm behind you, really engaging it. Swoop the left hand under. Lift the arms right back up. Swan dive them right forward, right back onto your blocks or your mat. Curl the back toes, lift the knee. Press the right foot right back to our Adho Mukha. Deep breath in. And exhale. Inhale, let's lift the left heel up. Take a breath. Bends at the knee. Point that left toe towards the front. To tippy toes on your right foot. Shift forward very carefully, drawing that left foot to the outside of your left hand or block. Lower that right knee down and curl the toes. Inhale to pull that heart, shine it forward. And exhale, get lighter on that left foot. We want to press into the heel. And then maybe we press. Let's press into the right hand. We're just going to open up to the left side, just reaching. Keep pulling that left hip in, and then exhale, release the hand right back down. And maybe you bring your left hand onto your thigh to press up. Maybe you just come all the way up. Nice and careful, pressing into that front heel. Pull that right hip forward, left hip back. Hug the hips in. Arms are going to come up overhead here. And then exhale, let's turn to the left. Pull the left hip in. Keep your knee and your toes pointed the same direction here. And then swoop that left hand under and up. And then turn towards the right side. Full breath. Keep firming your right glute. Let's swoop the right hand to come right back forward. Arms come up overhead. Exhale, hands are going to come right back to your blocks. You're going to press into your left foot and then step up with your right foot. Deep breath here, and now we're in our little Malasana pose. So with Malasana, there's a couple ways that you could do this. If this is really intense for you, you can grab a block and place it underneath your hips and just sit with your hips here. If it feels like it's more in your ankles and your ankles don't have the mobility, you could take a blanket and then just roll it up and place it underneath your heels or your mats as well. So whatever works for you. You can also too just hold it here, have your blocks just under your hands, and just hold this pose for just a little bit. So make sure your toes and your knees are pointed the same direction. You're using your arms to really open your knees up. Full breath and let your hip flexors be nice and soft here. Keep lifting up through the center of the body. If you're pregnant, baby's pulling up and in. Take a breath and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, let's just lift the hips up. And then exhale, lower them back down. Inhale here. Exhale, lift the hips up. Lift the body up for an inhale. Exhale, lower and lower the hips. So we're going to lift the hips, lift halfway up, lower the body, lower the hips. On the exhale, inhale, lift halfway up, and then lower and lower the hips. Keep going. Lift the hips. Lift halfway up. Keep baby pulling in, or keep your navel pulling into your body. Lower the body. Lower the hips. Inhale. Stretch those hips back. Lift up. Halfway lift. And then exhale. Lower and lower. Let's do two more. Lift the hips up. Lift the back up. And then lower and lower. Lift the hips up. Inhale, lift the body up. Exhale, lower the body and lower the hips. Let's inhale, forward fold. Exhale, all the way to forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. And then press into the heels. Let's just come all the way up with the arms. And then exhale, hands are going to come right to heart center. Good job. Okay, so let's move our blocks over. We could step back. Let's take a little step back, actually. Okay, so you can move your little blanket or unroll your bolster, unroll your mat. So you can unroll your blanket, or you can move your blanket, or you can unroll your mat right now. And then we're just going to step back so we're not over our blocks anymore. And then let's just heel toe our feet so they're in close together here. We're going to take a breath. Just pressing into the palms, standing up nice and tall, creating space in the spine, lifting through the crown of the head. Again, hugging the hips in. Maybe you spin the inner thighs back. We want to find that neutral spine where we're not arching forward. So lifting baby up into our bodies. Firming the glutes, so really squeezing in here, pulling those thighs back, keeping a soft, subtle bend in the knees. Let's press into the right foot. We're going to bend at the left knee and then lift it up. So make sure you're nice and balanced in your right foot, evenly into the foot, because there's a little balance here. So bending the heel into the glute, the left glute, and then we're just going to reach back and grab that left heel or that left ankle. So readjust your shoulders. Make sure you're not tipping to the left side. We want to be nice and strong here. And then we're just going to press again. We're going to press. And then we just want to press our foot into our hand. So take a breath. Stand nice and strong with that right foot. And exhale. Maybe if you're pregnant, you bring your right hand to your belly. Keep breathing. Find your balance. Keep pulling, hugging yourself into the midline. So hugging into the center. Inhale, reach that right hand forward. Maybe begin to reach up overhead, reaching through the side body, keeping the shoulders soft. All right, release the hand down, release the foot down. Take a breath, maybe shake it out. Maybe you bring your hands to your baby. You can rock your baby side to side if you're pregnant. Otherwise, you could just stand nice and tall and just sway side to side and just rock your own body and cradle your own body. Take a full breath in and exhale, let it out. Okay, recenter yourself. Let's shift our weight into our left foot. And then we're going to bend at the right knee, pull the right heel into the glutes, and then we're just going to reach back with the right hand to grab that right ankle. Take a breath here. You can have your left hand on your belly or on your hip if you're not pregnant. Keep firming that left glute in. Think of standing nice and tall through that left leg, balanced evenly into the foot. Think of opening your quad here. So again, this is not a back bend. We're not coming into a full dancer's pose. This is just opening the quad a little bit. Inhale, maybe bringing the left hand forward. Keep softening the ribs into the body. If you're pregnant, lifting baby up into you. Finding that balance, maybe lifting the hand up overhead. Full breath in. Keep that right shoulder in line. Don't tip into your right torso. And then exhale, release the left hand, release the right foot. Shake it out again. You can just, rock side to side. All right, let's heel toe the feet out to the side just a little bit again. You can go wider if you're pregnant. Inhale, arms are going to come up overhead. Exhale, Swan Dive, hinging at the hips. Come all the way in for a forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift up halfway. Creating space for a nice deep breath in, and then exhale, hands either to your blocks or your mat. You're going to step back right into your plank pose here. Take a breath. Maybe you lower the knees, come for a baby Chaturanga. I'll show you how to do that, or full Chaturanga. And then if you're in full, flip over the toes. Otherwise, you can just press back up, and then you can drop the hips or come into a full Urdhva Mukha. Pull the shoulders down, squeeze those glutes. Really energize through the thighs if you're in a full Adho Mukha, if you're in a full Urdhva Mukha. And then exhale, sink the hips up and back. Full breath in for Adho Mukha. And exhale. Again, inhale and exhale. All right, and let's lower the knees down all the way to the floor. So you can grab, if you want to, you can grab a little blanket and place the blanket underneath your knees. Let's come up off of your blocks if you're on your blocks. Take a breath, find your alignment, press into the palms evenly, spread the fingers, grip the fingers into the floor ever so lightly, spin the triceps back, pull the shoulder blades down, pull the shoulders away from the ears, make sure your head is in line with your spine. Really lift your navel up or your baby up into your body. Draw that breath down to your belly. Make sure your knees are underneath your hips and your hands are underneath your shoulders. All right, we're going to press into both hands evenly. We're going to lift that right heel up so our knee is coming up in line with our glute. Keep pulling the right hip down. Make sure you're pulling that left hip into your body so you're not just dumping out to the side here. You're really staying strong. Think of extending the knee back. So we're not just lifting up. So when we just lift up, we dip in the lower back. So really lifting your navel up and in, or your baby up towards your spine. We're pressing the knee back, flexing the foot, kicking that foot up towards the sky. And we're going to do little pulses here. So let's lift, firm the glute, lower, just gently lower, lift, firm the glute. That's 2, lift, 3, lift, 4, nice and slow, lift, keep breathing, 5 more, lift, 6, lift, 7, keep spinning the inner thigh back, 8, lift, 9, lift, 10, hang in there, hold this, stay light in the hands. Let's open the knee out to the side. I know you can feel on your left hip, and then bring that right foot to the outside of the right hand. You can walk your blocks in if this feels good for you. Take a breath here and exhale. Uncurl those left feet if they were curled up. Let's heel toe the right foot out to the side. So we're going to come into a lizard pose here. So knee and foot need to point at the same direction. Maybe you walk your left knee back a little bit. Maybe you can drop down onto the floor or on your blocks if you're on your blocks into your forearms. Take a breath here. So make sure your knee and your foot point the same direction. every time you move. So if you sink lower, just double check your knee and make sure that your knee is nice and safe here and it's not coming over top of your heel or past your heel. Take a breath. Maybe you press into the palms to spread the shoulders back and then really open up your collarbone. Keep lifting your baby into your body or your belly into your body. Keep that left glute nice and firm. Really open and soften that right hip. Take a couple breaths here. One more breath. Okay, let's come right back up onto our blocks or our mat. Let's walk that left knee back forward just a little bit. Heel toe the right foot in and then just press it back. Full breath in. Let's press up and back, coming right back into our Adho Mukha. Take a breath and exhale. Good. Stretch out those thighs. Stretch the hamstrings. Think of, again, pulling the mat away with your feet so you're really shining your glutes up, opening your hamstrings up. Full breath in. Exhale, lower the knees right back down to the mat. You can come up off of your little blocks. Realign yourself. Okay, let's kick that left foot up. So keeping a 90-degree bend. Remember, we're pressing that knee back. Keep that right hip pulling in. Keep the space. So press into the hands and lift up through the arms. And then we're just going to come in for some bolsters here. So lift, firm the glute, kick the knee back. Lift 2, lift, firm the glute. 3, lift 4. And try not to lift out to the side or lift the knee. The knee is coming right back behind the glute. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Hold this, keep lifting baby or your belly right into your body. And then extend the knee out to the side. Bring that left foot to the outside of the left hand. You can bring your blocks back in. Take a breath here, maybe walking that right knee out a little bit. Let's heel toe the left foot out to the side just a little bit, creating space. Maybe you come down to your forearms. You can press into your palms again. Take a full breath here. Just settling for just a second. Just really showing gratitude for this. Just really being grateful for the stillness right now. Maybe let the back of the neck be soft. One more breath. And then exhale, let's come right back to the hands. Heel toe that left foot in. Draw that right knee back in under the hip. Let's press that left knee back, and then I'll meet you in down dog. So lift the hips up and back. Take a breath. And exhale. Inhale again. And then exhale. Good. All right, let's bend at the knees and then walk all the way up to the top of the mat into Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And then inhale, let's sink the hips back, coming into Uttanasana. So either move your blocks forward a little bit or step back. And we're going to heel toe so the feet are right under the hips. Take a breath. Make sure you're pressing your shins back and then pulling your knees back too. We're pressing the hips back, but we're also lifting the belly so our sacrum presses down a little bit. Really think of pulling the mat apart with your heels. And then draw your hands right to heart center. Stay here. Get a little bit lower. Press into the right foot. You're just going to step back with the left foot and then tap and bring it back. So that's 1. Do the same thing other side. Press into the left foot. Tap back with the right foot. 2, 3. Keep pressing into the palms. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 2 more. 9 and 10. Good. Come right back to Uttanasana. Arms going to come up. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release your hands to your blocks or to the floor. Step back right into your plank. Maybe you shift forward or lower the knees into Chaturanga. You can either press it back up, drop the hips, or roll over the toes for a full Urdhva Mukha. Full breath. Exhale, sink the hips up and back for a down dog. Let the breath flow. Okay, so let's press into either the blocks or your mat. You're gonna lift your right heel up, take a breath, shift forward, draw your right foot to the outside of the right block or hand, and then you're gonna and then shift forward, and then step that right foot to the outside of the right hand. Take a breath here. Maybe you bring your right hand to your right thigh to come all the way up, or just come all the way up, pressing into the front heel into your Crescent Pose. Deep breath in, reach through the side body, keep pulling that left hip in. Glute is really firming as you press that left thigh up and back. Keep that ankle nice and loose, press into that front heel. Take a breath. So this is where you can grab your weight. We're gonna do pulses here. So you can grab your weight, hang on to your weight just right here in front of you. Otherwise, stay here. Take a breath, and then we're just gonna do dips. So let's do 10, 9, keep pressing that thigh back, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, keep the hips even to the front of the mat, 2, and 1. Good. Spin open to the left side. Release that left heel down to the floor, coming into your Vira 2. Full breath in here. Think of just tearing the mat away with your feet. So you're sealing out the outer edge of your back foot, energizing back with that leg, affirming that back glute, spinning the right glute underneath, opening that knee so it's facing forward with your toe. Full breath in here. Keep breathing. Let the breath soften a little bit. Let the traps be soft. Let's come up to the toe just for a heel lift. Squeeze the glute when you do that. 5, 4, 3, 2, find your balance, and 1. Lower the heel down. Lower the left hand, reach up overhead. Viparita, and then exhale, spin. The back heel is going to come up. The arms are going to come right back down to probably your blocks if you're on blocks or the mat. Full breath in here. Step that right foot back. Lower the knees. Press the hips back. Let's just come in for a Balasana for just a moment. So you can come to your forearms, or you can come all the way down, reach forward. Just taking note of how much space you need. Catch your breath. Maybe grab some water right now. And then let's inhale. We'll meet right back in our down dog. Full breath. And then let's walk the feet all the way up to the hands, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold it back down. Let's inhale right back into our Uttanasana. Hands are going to come right back to our heart center. Align yourself, pull the heels out to the side. Make sure your knees and your toes are facing forward. And we're going to switch. So now we're going to press into the right foot, cross that left foot, just tap it behind the right foot. Same thing on the other side. Tap, maybe just going halfway. You don't have to go all the way behind the foot. Keep going. 4, 5, 6. Keep the knees behind the toes. 7, 8. Keep pulling the mat apart. 9, and 1 more. 10. Stay here. Reach the hands out. Keep holding it. Keep using your glutes. Keep baby firming into your body or your belly firming up. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Good. And then exhale. Press into the blocks. Step back right into your full plank or your modified plank. You can come for Chaturanga. Shift forward. Pull the heart up. Maybe drop the hips. And then exhale. Press your hips up and back. Take a breath. Let it out. Lift the left heel up. You're really reaching. Exhale, shift that left foot up to the outside of the left hand. Take a breath here. Maybe you place your left hand on your thigh to come all the way up. We're going to come into our Crescent Pose, pressing from the front heel. Energize that back leg straight back. Full breath here. And then you can grab your weight. If you're using a weight, or skip it. Bring your hands right down to heart center, right into Anjali, and we're just going to dip. 10, 9, press that leg back as you come up. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Keep pulling that left hip back, and 1. Spin the arms open, let go of your weight, and then release the right heel down, coming into your Vira 2. Keep that left knee pointed forward. Full breath in here, and exhale. Catch your breath. And let's come up to the toes, lifting the back heel. Lower it down. 5, lift, lower. 4, lift, lower. 3, lift, lower. 2, and 1 more. Lower, drop the right hand, spin that left hand, reach back. And then exhale, spin the arms down, lift the back heel. Let's come right back to our blocks. Step back into our plank. Maybe you lower your knees again, Chaturanga, and press it back up, either to Urdhva or drop the hips. Deep full breath, and then exhale, hips come back right into your Adho Mukha. Take a break. Let's walk those feet right back up to our forward fold. And exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale, sink the hips back. Once again, hands are going to reach forward this time. Really press those hips back. If you need to stand up more, that's perfectly fine. Don't push yourself. So we're going to reach forward now, not up, but forward. And then exhale just to press the legs back. So a forward fold here. So a half lift here. Reach forward, back to Uttanasana, and then exhale. So it's like we're pulling a rope and then releasing it back. So grab and pull. 3, grab, pull. 4, grab, keep going, pull. 5, grab, make sure the knees are behind the toes, pull. 6, grab, pull. 7, keep pulling the heels. 8, out, pull. 8, grab, and pull. 9, stay with me, grab, pull. 10, all right, release it down. Full breath, shake the hips side to side. Keep lifting that core, lifting that baby up into your body. Take a nice full breath. Maybe swirl the hips out just a little bit. Circulations. Good. So let's press into our blocks. We're just going to step right back to our down dog. Take another full breath here. And exhale. So make sure your blocks are nice and stable here. You can come onto your mat too if they feel a little bit unstable. We're going to bend the knees, bring the feet just a little bit closer so your knees can be a little open if you need space for baby. And you're just going to use a little bit of momentum and a springing action. Bend the knees and then press the left heel straight back and out to the side. Bend the knees, bring it back, and then the same thing with the right. Bend the knees, left goes out, bend the knees, right goes out. Keep that energy in your spine. Left goes out, and right goes out. Bend it, left goes out, bend it, right goes out, and bend, sink the hips back, knees come down, coming right back to your Balasana. Full breath in, and exhale, let it go. Let's press into the hands. Hips are going to come right back to our down dog. Take your time here if you need to get some water, grab some water. Let's lift that right heel up, shift it forward. Take a breath, coming right back. Maybe you press up from your thigh, coming right back into our Crescent Pose. Draw your hands right to heart center. We're going to bend into that front knee to slowly come up, pivoting forward onto the toes of the back leg. We're going to lift up just into a half Vira 3. So we're just lifting up a little bit here. Keep that right hip pulling in, the left hip pulling in. Find your balance. Keep that left hip pulling down. Deep breath in. Let's pulse it back. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stand it up. Maybe you tap your foot to the floor. Draw that knee up towards your belly or towards your chest. Deep breath in. Cross that ankle over top of that right thigh. Let your knee come out to the side, and then sink your hip back. Full breath in. You can release your hands just on very softly onto the side of your calf here. And then inhale, stand it up. Release that left foot, shake it out. Maybe you rock your baby, catch your breath. Okay. Arms are going to come up. Fly it out to the side, hinge forward. Press into your blocks. Step back, right this time, followed by left, right into your down dog. Full breath in and exhale. Lift that left heel straight up. Draw that left foot to the outside of the left hand. Full breath in, and then let's press maybe into the left thigh, coming into our Crescent Pose. We're going to draw the hands to heart center, hinge forward, and then very carefully pressing from the front heel, come to the back toes. And then maybe you begin to lift the leg up. We're just going to come for some pulses. So 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Maybe you lower the foot. Maybe you begin to shift, balancing that foot, drawing that knee up, and then cross that ankle over the front left thigh. Extend the knee out to the side and sink the hips back. Maybe you release your hands onto your outer calf on your right foot. Deep breath here. Keep finding your balance. Keep pulling in through the midline. And then stand it up. Release that right foot down. Take a break. Sway side to side. Inhale, arms are going to come up. Exhale, fly it right back down. Let's step back, left followed by right. Good. Let the knees come down to the floor. Toes are going to come to touch here, and we're just going to walk it back. So we're coming into a Virasana, but our knees are going to be out just a little bit. We're going to bring our hands up to the side, and then draw our hands right into our heart center, so our Anjali. Take a break. Tip forward just a little bit. So keep lifting up through the midline. Keep lifting your belly or your baby into your body. Take a breath. Extend your shoulders out. And then exhale. We're going to press into our shins and then just lift up. Pulling our sacrum into our body. Just opening the thighs a little bit. Not thrusting. We're just firming from the outside in. And then lower back down. It's 5, 4. Not sitting all the way up. 3. Firm the glutes. 2 and 1. Hold this. Take a breath. Keep pressing into the palms. And then exhale, release it back down. Release your hands. Take a break. Catch your breath. Okay, so let's go ahead and just sway our feet out to the side. And we're just going to bring our feet, the bottom of our feet, to the floor here. Bring your hands behind you. Your palms can be on the floor with your fingers facing forward or out to the side. You want to make sure that they're close to your body, so behind, probably about shoulder distance apart. Take a breath here. You can open your knees out to the side just a little bit. Have your feet not too close to you, but out just a little bit further. We're going to come into a reverse tabletop. So Tanasana here. So deep breath in, really open and spread the collarbone. Press into the heels. Exhale. Inhale, lift the hips up, open the shoulders, squeeze the glutes so we're not coming all the way up. Don't think about shoulders here. Think more about just lifting the glutes into the body. Take a breath and then exhale, very slowly lower back down. Catch your breath here. And then exhale, press into the heels. Good. And exhale again. Inhale, lift it right back up. Think of pulling the heels out to the side. Keep your knees in line with your hips, so don't let your knees fall out, but pull those heels out to the side. And then exhale, lower it back down. Let's do that again. Inhale, come right back up. Pelvic tilt, so we're pulling our pelvis towards the back of the knees. And then exhale, lower it back down. Inhale, press it back up. Hold here. And you could stay a little bit lower. You don't have to come all the way up. And then exhale, lower it right back down. Good. Cross your legs, or you can come into Badakanasana, so bring your feet together. Bring your hands right onto your front shins. Sit up nice and tall. And exhale. Maybe you walk your hands up. Maybe you grab your blocks and just walk your hands onto your blocks. So you can sway your head down. Just roll your head out a little bit here. And then release your blocks right back down. So this is where we're going to use our strap, or you can grab your, little, okay, so this is where we're going to use our strap, or we can grab our band here. So you can grab the band, you can place it around your feet and then up towards your thighs. So you want to have it probably right above the knees, just a little bit higher, so lower mid thigh. Or if you're using your strap, just pull it up to the same area and then just tighten it on that area so it's nice and tight. You want to be able to have your knees hip distance apart, so make sure that you can open your knees up so it's hip distance, but no further. Let's grab our bolster, place it right behind us. So we're going to fall with our upper back on the bolster. Very carefully roll yourself back. Adjust yourself so it's your upper back on the bolster. Your head could lay softly on the bolster as well. If not, then you can just place your hands to clasp behind your head. So it's like a butterfly where you're supporting your head, not pulling it forward. So whichever feels comfortable for you. If your hands are released, you can have them at your side. You're going to draw your heels in towards your glutes. Take a breath here. Exhale. Tuck your shoulder blades under your back. Pull your shoulders down so you have space. Press to lift your hips up. Take a nice deep inhale here. Don't think of pushing into a back bend. Again, think of just posterior tilting your pelvis. So you want to pull your tailbone down towards the back of your knees, and you can feel this opening in your front thighs. So breathe here, really energize, and then pull. You want to pull your knees into the strap. So whether you have a band or a strap here, think of pressing into that band or that strap and really open your heels up towards the side. So again, you're tearing that mat apart here. Keep breathing. Lower it back down and then tap it right back up. Deep breath in and exhale. Lower it, not coming all the way down, and then press to come right back up. Make sure we have this sense of relaxation in the upper body. So we feel a lot of tension in the legs, right? A lot of heat building up in the legs. Inhale to lift it up. Firming the glutes into the body. Pull the inner thighs in. We're pressing into the strap or the band and then pulling the heels out. Lower it back down. Let's do 3 more. Lift it back up. Exhale, lower it back down. If you need a break, you can stop. Lift it back up. And then lower it back down. One last time. Lift it back up. Breathe. Lower it down. Take a break. Let's remove the band or the strap very carefully. And then very slowly, let's make our way all the way back up here. And then we're going to come actually into a couple little poses just to cool off. So extend your feet out in front of you. If you're pregnant, have your feet out to the side just a little bit. Knees are going to be bent facing up. So make sure that we're not rolling them out to the side or inside. We want to have everything facing up here. Take a deep full breath in and exhale. Just release the hands down the shins just a little bit. Keep pulling the feet in towards you. Maybe come a little bit deeper into the stretch. Let your neck just hang a little bit. Keep pulling your belly in towards your spine, supporting your lower back. And then inhale, release. Let's come right back up. Okay, so we're going to come in for a log pose. So log pose, we're going to bend that left leg in front of us. So our shin is going to be parallel in front of us. And then you can either bend your other foot and place the heel below the knee, so it's going to be on the calf area. you want that right knee just to soften down on top of that left foot. So if this feels just like way too much for you, then you can also place a block. So pull that left shin in a little bit and then place a block in front of that left foot. And then you can place this right foot right on top of that block. So it's just a little bit more, it doesn't feel so intense on your foot. So whichever feels good for you. Now, if this doesn't feel like it's enough of a stretch for you, then what you can do is pull that right heel right on top of the left thigh. So both shins are nice and perpendicular. They're nice and even on top of each other. Take a deep full breath in here. Pull that right hip down and exhale. You can grab your blocks too. If you can go in for a little deeper stretch here, you can stack them. And then maybe you walk your hands up to place your head right on top of your blocks. Try to relax your feet here. Keep a nice flex in the feet, in the ankles. Make sure you're not causing pain. It's going to be a little bit uncomfortable, a little discomfort, but make sure you're not feeling pain. If anything's hurting, back off. You could just sit up, or you can, like I said, you can back off, open the legs up a little bit wider, or use a block. Just letting those hips open up and relax right now. One more deep breath in. And exhale. All right, let's come right back up. Stay here for just a second. Let's move your blocks just off to the side. Sit up nice and tall. And let's remove the legs carefully. So you can remove one leg, followed by the other. We're just going to have the knees up. You can lean back onto your hands with your hands behind you. We're just going to take some windshield wipers. Just sway your knees side to side. Okay, and then let's just switch sides. So we're going to bring the right foot onto the floor, shin right in front of you, and you can use your block to place the left foot up in front of that one, or like I said, you can just place it on the calf. The heel, left heel is going to go on the right calf, or you can bring it up onto the thigh. So whichever stretch feels right for you. Remember, not pushing it. If you're in your pregnancy, we don't want to push too hard. We want to find some comfort here. So keeping the feet a little bit flexed here. Full breath in, sits us up nice and tall, and then you can grab your blocks again, set yourself up so you can forward fold just a little bit here. Releasing your forehead onto the blocks maybe. Maybe you're still sitting up nice and tall. Just finding that subtle stretch and a little bit of relaxation in this, a little bit of discomfort maybe that you're feeling. Let the legs be soft. And let's walk it right back up. You can move your blocks, step nice and tall. And then again, very carefully removing the legs so the feet are in front of you, knees are up. You're just going to lean back onto the palms and just sway it out. Windshield wipers, knees fall side to side. Keep moving with the breath. And then one last time, extend your feet in front of you. Full breath in. You can sit up nice and tall in Dandasana. Make sure you have space for your baby. You can flex the feet, grab onto the tops of the toes, or just have your hands resting on your shins here. If you'd like to come in for a full Pashma Tanasana, you can again stack your blocks, roll forward. You can also sit on top of a blanket or your bolster to hinge your body forward just a little bit more. We're going to release our forehead maybe to the blocks. Maybe you're still sitting up in Dandasana. Full breath in. Let everything go. And just absorbing this practice today, letting your body cool down. There's a lot of heat that built up. Take one more deep breath and exhale. Let's bring ourselves right back up. So let's just lay our bolster flat here. And behind us, we're just going to spin around and just lay flat over our bolster for one more stretch. Lay right over top of it. Make sure the upper back is on top of the bolster. You can come down a little bit. So we don't want to be pressing into the lower back, especially if we're pregnant, and creating a lot of bending in the stomach. So come down just a little bit so there's a little bit march in, or a little bit of an arching more in the thoracic spine, so the upper back. So take a deep breath here. Have your knees facing up, bottom of the feet are on the floor. Lift your right knee up so it might come out to the side if you're pregnant, and then you can cross your ankle again over the left thigh. Flex the foot in. Maybe you press the knee out just a little bit. Take a breath here and exhale. Just a little modified pigeon here. Keep breathing. You can walk the foot over a little bit to the left if you're not feeling it. One more breath. And exhale. Okay, let's remove that right foot. Open the hips, the knees, let them fall to the side. Take a breath. Bring them right back up. Let's do the same thing on the other side. So toes point forward. Let's lift the left knee up. Cross that ankle over the right thigh. Let's flex at the foot and then begin to very gently, very subtly, just pressing into that thigh just a little bit to get the knee away from you. Full breath in and exhale. Let the neck be soft, the face be soft. And then inhale, bring the hand back to the floor, release that foot back down. Open back up to Badakanasana, knees fall to the side. Inhale, lift the arms up overhead. Nice deep stretch through the side body. Exhale, just let the hands fall for just a second up overhead. And draw your hands right back to heart center. You can bring your knees in. Walk your feet out to the side. Let your knees fall together for fallen bridge here. You can release your hands right onto your heart or down onto your baby. Or you can do your heart and your baby and just feel your energy right now. And just take one more deep breath in and exhale. All right. Very carefully roll up. And you guys made it. You guys did it. Hopefully you were able to get through it and listen to your bodies and go at your own pace too. This is a wonderful workout. I'm going to have a few more for your glutes, so keep an eye out for those. This is really nice for lower back pain. If you have any pelvic disalignment, so everything's seems a little bit funky or uneven, working your glutes is like super, super important to help all that line up and to help really engage your core and to keep that lower back pain gone as much as possible. So do these workouts if you can. Do them a couple times a week, adding a flow to it, not just doing a workout. It's really nice. It keeps you engaged with your breath and it teaches your whole body to work together, and also too, you're really focused on your alignment. So thank you again for letting me guide you through this. If you're pregnant and you made it through this, congratulations. That was a tough one. So thank you again. Namaste.